lesson today, so, because we have people absent again. All right, so starting with number 35, which is 3a over 4. Let me switch to a brighter color. 3a over 4 equals 36 over 12. As you write that down, something should have come into your mind. And I said yesterday about problems like this. What did I tell you to always do when you can? Reduce. All right. So what can be reduced?
4 to 36.
It can be reduced by 12.
Right. I can reduce by 12 so that the bottom becomes 1 and the top becomes 3. And then I can cross multiply. All right. So then I have 1 times 3a, which is 3a. And then 4 times 3, which is 12. And then what do I need to do? Divide by 3. And a equals 4. Pretty straightforward? Did pretty much everybody, and I heard from 2 or 3 people, but I didn't hear specifically from everybody. Y'all agree this was a much easier assignment than we've been doing?
Yes.
Yeah. I told you it would be. All right, 37. We have 6r over 10 equals 36 over 15. What do you think? You can reduce, right?
Agree.
Right, because 36 and 15 are both divisible by 3. So if we do that, the top becomes 12 and the bottom becomes 5. And especially when you're working without a calculator, that reducing step saves you a lot of strain and frustration. All right, so then when we cross multiply, we have 5 times 6r, which is 30r, and 10 times 12, which is 120. And then what do we do? Divide by 30 on both sides, and the first thing that happens is the zeros go away, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. Oh, well, apparently that's going to be the answer of the day. First 2 we did had the same answer. So far, so good? And then 39. So we're doing these 3 in a row. We have m plus 3 over 8 equals 40 over 64. Reduce it by what?
4.
That is correct.
8.
And when we reduce by 4, this is 10, and this is 16. Well, then we didn't reduce it enough to start with, did we? So, because if you can still reduce, because we can, right? Reduce by 2 now, that's 5, and that's 8. Yes? Now, I want y'all to notice something. Do you notice something now that we've reduced it all the way down? Compare the 2 sides now.
They both have common denominator.
They have a common denominator. So basically, if the bottoms are already the same, I can just kind of skip a step here and do m plus 3 equals 5.
Minus 5 plus 5.
You with me? Minus 5 from both sides?
Minus 3.
Minus 3 from both sides, yeah. And we get m equals 2. Thank goodness it wasn't 4. I was getting tired of it already. And then I'm going to keep going in order, apparently. I'm doing the 5 in a row here. Is this the last 5 from that list?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. 41. We have 7 over 112 equals c minus 3 over 8. Okay? We can, yeah, we can reduce 7 1/12, can't we? So what, this becomes 1, and this becomes 16. Yes? Alright, so then I cross multiply, and I get 16 times c minus 3 equals 8. Yes? And then distribute, and we get 16c minus
48.
48 equals 8 plus 48 6c equals 56. Now what? Divide by 6. And c equals, oh my bad, 16. Did I lose a 6 somewhere? No, I think I just didn't see it. I'm sorry. I have to zoom in on the bottom and I didn't see my 1. So that's 16. Sorry. Try again. 56 divided by 16? 5? She says with a question mark. I like fractions better. That's a mixed number. Mixed numbers for 4th graders. You got 11 over 112.
7 over 2.
7 over 2.
Is that 3.5 though?
Yes, but I wanted it this way.
She likes fractions.
You need to get over it because otherwise you will struggle from now on. No, I'm just telling you. I've been telling you that since the beginning. I want when you have a choice, the answer should be a fraction and not a mixed number. 43. Is it possible to write a proportion using the numbers 3, 4, 6, and 8? Explain your reasoning.
Yes.
Why?
Because they both reduce down to 1/2.
That's right. So what would your proportion be? So is it possible we'll say yes to answer that question.
3 over 6 equals 4 over 8.
And I would like for you to write because 3 over 6 equals
4 over 8.
4 over 8. And if you want to really show off, you could say, because they're both 1/2, right? Yes. There's another one, what? True. Every proportion you write, there are like 4 different ways to write it. That's a good observation, Cameron. Thank you for sharing it. It's probably the hat. I think you should wear it every day. Maybe we should make them for everybody.
Yes. Or we could do like they did in signs that really just
Yeah.
do the tinfoil
Yeah.
antenna.
Yeah. Maybe we'll make tinfoil pyramids.
That'd be fun.
Can't you just see like Mr. Matthews or Miss Corner if they came in to observe? And we were all wearing tinfoil hats.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun. That'd be awesome. I love stuff like that. All right. Anything I can do to mess with people? Otherwise, what's the point in being here? That's the way I see it. From 2-7 so far, all I've heard is 11 and 13. Anybody have anything else before the scale drawing things? 19 and 21. I need to add on the list.
I couldn't. Hold on. Hold on.
15.
We could do 19 through 29.
What are you saying, Santiago?
Through 15, and then 19 through 29 on 30 through 30.
You said to stop because
Yeah, but when you get to the scale drawing problems, we're just going to go through those together when we get to that part of the assignment. That's probably what he's talking about. And it's fine. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. And then we got to get to today's lesson, which for some of you, I want to be interested. I'm eager to get to that because I want to see how y'all respond to it. Number 11. We have 8 over 12 equals r over r plus 1. 8 over 12 equals r over r plus 1. Now, talk to me about this one. What do you see?
You can
We can reduce, can't we? And what happens? How about 2 over 3? Because we would divide the top and bottom by 4, right? So we get 2 over 3. And then that means when I cross multiply, I get 3r equals 2 parentheses r plus 1. You need to write that step with that right side like I just wrote it. Otherwise you'll mess up. Alright, not to mention you're not showing enough steps for me because I want to see them all. That's what this class is for, is teaching you good fundamentals. And then you go further, you'll get to a point where you won't have to write every little thing anymore, but for now you need to. Alright, tell me what to do. Is this not exactly like what we were doing yesterday? Now that
3r
Yeah, we're gonna simplify the right side, leave the left side the same, so we get 3r equals what? Very nice. 2r.
Take away 2R.
Why are we taking away the 2r? It's the little guy. So we're gonna take out 2r. And what does that give me?
R equals R.
How beautiful is that? It solved itself. Yes?
I didn't reduce, but
I
I still got
didn't,
the
yeah,
number.
I didn't
That's
make
really
it
long.
2-3, I just made it 8/12.
Yeah.
But I still got the same answer.
Well, it's not that you won't get the same answer, you just have bigger numbers to deal with. If you reduce up front, it makes all your numbers smaller. But it's fine. My objective is that you show proper, appropriate, correct steps that lead to the correct answer. Right, Campbell? Are you gonna make it? Need some toothpicks for your eyes? All right, number 13. Once again, we're doing a streak of them. 13 is 11 over W.
Yeah. Equals 33 over W plus 24.
33 over W plus what?
24.
24.
So it's gonna be 33.
All right, there's obviously nothing we can reduce here, right? So we go straight into cross multiply mode and we get
33 W equals 11.
Times W plus.
Yeah, I was gonna say quotation marks, like a quotation mark.
24. And then you bring it down to 33.
So it's like 33 W equals
Equals
11 W
plus 264.
Yeah, 260.
I love this chorus, but the only thing I don't like about it is I don't have any boys in my chorus. It's all girls talking.
And then you minus 11W.
But you know what? My sopranos would be the one making the hundreds on the EOC too. Just saying. What do I do now?
Minus 11W.
Why are we minusing 11W? It's the little guy.
That's
22
22W.
W
Plus
24.
And then
Divided
you
by
minus 22.
W equals 12.
And that equals 12.
Perfect. And I even got some guys involved that time. That was very nice. Very nice.
Can you go back to number 15?
We didn't do it yet.
Can I go back to 15?
Do it
I
yet.
know. Oh, is that what you need to do? Okay, no.
No, 13 next is different.
Oh, Peyton, it's a good thing you're lovable. Did I go too fast? Y'all need to go back?
No.
You good, Oscar? You need to go back?
Yeah.
It's okay. You can say yes. I just want to make sure you had time to copy it. Now, why y'all need 15?
I messed up and I didn't get
I messed up. I mean, I got,
I'm going to predict
I got D.
that it's a sign problem.
Number 6.
No?
It has negative.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I see a negative, but other than that, it's a very straightforward proportion.
Wouldn't you do like 5 and then?
Good.
I don't need
Good.
it.
Anybody else need another minute with this screen before I move on? All right, number 15. It's multiple choice. It says what is the value of h in the proportion, which in essence says solve the proportion. So I have 15 over negative 2h equals, you still haven't heard from your mom, Chris? 5 over 12.
She said
What do you do?
She's what?
she's still coming.
Okay, but I mean, is she gonna sign you out or no? Okay. So there's nothing to reduce on the left, obviously. How about the right?
No.
No. So what do we do?
Do you do?
Cross multiply, and the product of negative 10h, right? And watch, if we do the trick, well, I tell you what, let's back up because I actually realized a minute ago that we aren't doing this the way I showed you to do it. Because if I do it this way, negative 2 times 5h equals 15 times 12. Because I want to show you, because canceling is a very important skill. Most students are pretty good at it naturally, but it's a very important skill, and if you do this, it'll help you practice that. So now, I want to get rid of the negative 2 times 5, right? So I'm going to divide that whole thing off. So I'm going to come over here, negative 2 times 5 is what I'm getting rid of, right? Took care of everything on the left and left me h, which was the object of the game, right? But then over here, let's get the sign first. What's my sign going to be?
Negative.
Negative because I have 1, which is an odd number. If I have an odd number of negatives, my answer is negative. All right. 2 goes into 12 and leaves me 6, right?
Yes.
5 goes into 15 and leaves me 3. What's 3 times 6?
18.
Oh, wow. So easy.
You see what I'm saying about leaving it written as a product and then doing the little reduction thing that way?
I see why they did 21.
And the correct answer is B. Huh?
Didn't do that.
Well, if you didn't do that, hopefully you're going to have a calculator because these are going to get to be some pretty big numbers, you know? But I'll always provide you a calculator, but if you're at home or whatever, or sitting in your geometry class next year.
So we're gonna do the scale models?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that what's coming up?
Yeah, after all this.
Oh, Lord.
Which one was the scale model?
The last,
Yeah, the very last ones on the assignment. Good. That's a good thing. All right, we ready? To go to number 19. Seven over 3. 2x plus 5 on the top. X on the bottom. Nothing to do on the left. Nothing to do on the right.
So 7x equals 3. And then times 2x plus 5.
Perfect.
Bring 7x down equals 6x plus 15. And then do minus 6x because it's small on both sides. And equals 1x.
Perfect. Can you go to 21?
Yes.
Wait, I see a couple folks still writing now. You good? Everybody good? Alright, so now we go to 21. Which is Thanks. over 5z plus 4. Minus what? That's it?
Yep.
Nothing to do on either side, obviously, right? So tell me what to write.
24
Mm.
times z minus 1.
Okay.
Then equals 4 times 5z plus 4.
Perfect. 4 times 5z plus 4.
So 20.
Yes?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter which side you put that on. Did some of you do it the other way, like you had the 4 times 5z plus 4 on the left? Either way is fine.
24z minus 24 equals 20z plus 16. Minus 20z minus 20z. That equals 4z minus 24 16.
Add.
Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I was thinking I left out a term. Madison, you are all over this assignment, aren't you? 4z.
Oh, I was right.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good job, guys. I will pause and make sure everybody's finished copying that. And which scale problems did I assign? Was it 33 and 34?
I think it was like 35 and 38.
Do y'all, okay, do y'all know what a scale drawing is?
Let's go like this. I can draw it.
She's drawing it in the air. She said it's like this.
Lie.
Apparently she can draw it with sound effects.
Yeah.
anyone? Do y'all know what a scale drawing is?
When you try to draw
Yes,
something
it's-
to a smaller
it's
scale,
like-
like you
That's
try
right.
to draw, you can't
The
draw the
side
Empire State
has to
Building,
be
you can draw it.
Right. I can't draw the Empire State Building in its accurate. That's an excellent example. I cannot draw the scale. I can't draw the Empire State Building on a piece of paper the size of a piece of construction paper, can I?
No.
Not accurately, right? But I could draw it proportionally so that it looks exactly like it, but tiny, right? So that would be a scale drawing because it's smaller, and then I could have a scale that tells me exactly how to get the actual measurements, right? That would be the scale. So the scale is the ratio of, so let's just kind of make some notes here. The scale itself is the ratio of the model or drawing and you can put this right on your homework, I don't care where you write this, but you need to have it. Ratio of the model or drawing to the actual measurements. And what happens, sometimes it'll say 1 inch equals 40 feet, or 1 inch equals a mile.
Like a map.
Right, exactly like a map. A map is an excellent example of a scale drawing in essence. If you've ever seen a blueprint for a house, that's a scale drawing of what the floor plan would look like.
You can't drop some things as a.
That's right. You can't draw a house on a piece of paper. Not that you could live in. All right? So do we need to, don't you think that's all you really need to know? Because obviously if you understand what scale is, the scale drawing would be the two-dimensional drawing, and the model would be the three-dimensional model of it, like a model car or a model plane, et cetera, et cetera.
Let's actually not do the car model thing.
Yeah. I knew what your hands were doing. I just wanted some words to go with it. I wanted your brilliance to come out in a translatable format. Okay, that was 33 and 34 we need to go to next, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's look at 33. 33 says, a recipe that yields 12 buttermilk biscuits calls for 2 cups of flour. How much flour is needed to make 30 biscuits? Well, that's not really a scale problem. That's really a proportion problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because all I need to know is,
2 over 12.
I would put it in order. 12 biscuits, because I want to show you something, because this is really important for word problem. Put, when you're setting up proportions, to make sure you get them set up right, you should include the labels, and I wrote way too big for that, so let me rewind on that. I didn't expand my little writing screen here. Let's try again. You don't have to erase yours. Mine was just huge. Here we go. That's better. 33. We have 12 biscuits. And yes, I want you to write biscuits so that you'll remember the importance of this. Over 2 cups. And I'm okay that you don't say of flour, because clearly this will make it clear. So when I go to do the other side, whatever I set up, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to put biscuits
At the bottom.
at the end of the top and cups at the end of the bottom, because when I set up my proportion, the units have to match up that way. Okay? Otherwise your proportion will be all crossed up and you'll get the wrong answer. So now it says how much flour is needed to make 30 biscuits. So now if I've done it this way, I know I'm putting the 30 on the top and X on the bottom.
Could you put C on the bottom?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay? So now we cross multiply.
12 and then
12x 60, and then we divide by 12.
C equals 5 cups of flour.
So we would come over here and say 5 cups of flour. Dramatically read by David Parrott.
Ta-da!
35? Yes?
Yes. I guess.
Was it assigned?
It didn't say I.
34, 35, 36,
Okay, so
34, 35,
Don't
36,
really
37,
do
38.
odds.
34 through 38 odds?
No, it just said 30.
It said all of them.
3 through 38. That's it.
Yeah.
So,
If it doesn't say odds behind it, it's all. So if you didn't do them, then you better jump on board. So let's look at 34. 34 says it took 7.2 minutes to upload 8 digital photographs. At this rate, how long will it take to upload 20 photographs? So if I do, and you can abbreviate, do 7.2 min per minutes over 8 photos, right? Isn't that what it says?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, or we can do DP, digital photographs,
Equals.
equals. And so I'm gonna set the units up again. And if you write it over here, you'll save yourself from messing up. And some of you are like, well, I'm too lazy to write that. Well, guess what? Then you're probably gonna miss easy problems because you're too lazy to do it the right way. All right? And so the question is, at this rate, how long will it take to upload 20 photographs? So where do I put the 20?
At the bottom.
At the bottom. Now my X is on the top. So now and we get 8X equals 7.2 times 20.
Times 20.
And then if I divide by 8, I get X equals, and the 8 and the 20, the 8 and the 20 I can reduce by 4, right? And make that 2 and 5. That doesn't really help us much, does it?
Wait, 2 and 5.
And what do we get when we multiply it? And you can do decimals because it gave you decimals. 18. Oh, and wait, you got 18 on the top or 18 total?
18 total.
18
Oh,
total.
okay, so that's 18. So our answer is 18 minutes. Got it? Okay, let's slide over here to this corner and look at number 35. And it says, a map has a scale of 1 centimeter to 1 kilometer. Or no, is that what it said? No, 15 kilometers, right?
Correct.
Use the given map distance to find the actual distance. Okay, so I want to know for 6 centimeters, but
90 equals X.
to set up an equation, I don't want to use this notation. How can I rewrite that? I could put 1 centimeter over 15 kilometers.
Equals 6 centimeters over X kilometers.
There you go.
Kilometers. 60 millimeters over X
Okay.
kilometers.
And so then I get X, because 1X is just X, yes?
Yes.
And we get what? 6 times 15 is? We can go straight to it because there's nothing to divide it or anything. So X equals 90, so 6 centimeters
The 2 equal to 90 kilometers.
is to 90 kilometers. You could write it out that way to be really showing off just how much you know about this stuff. So that ought to take care of it, shouldn't it? That y'all ought to be able to handle 3 more of those on your own, if you didn't already do them. I'm gonna give you a couple minutes to knock those out while I go splash cold water in Campbell's face. Why don't you go do that? Go run to the restroom and splash some cold water in your face.
Here.
He's like,
Walk to the bathroom, turn on the cold water, take your hands like this, catch some water, bend over, and splash it in your face.
I ought to do that.
No, that's horrible for your body. And if you're an athlete, that's the last thing you need to do. That's not much better.
Why is it bad?
Because the 5-hour energy is like drinking 5 cups of coffee at once, and it makes your heart race.
How hard is that?
Yes. I'm going to pause the video.